Previously on the Frontier Farmer. Today is another busy day where we're going to be working on the next stage of the settlement build. And yes, we have got a lot of wood that we've got to start clearing. But cool, this wood crane is very heavy. What a beast this is. So there we go, our first load loaded in. Oh, well, that was quite a long job. And getting our wood nicely stashed away, so Tim has been doing a grand job for us. Cart this over to the settlement area and start doing a little bit of wood chipping. So let's get this log in there. There we go. And yeah, so we've earned about 23,000 from wood chips alone. That is pretty good. I think next time we are going to focus on getting the rest of that wood all loaded up, and then we could even start to build some settlement. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Frontier Farmer at the Dark Forest. We're now in January, and we've had our first bit of frost for the year, or the winter I should say, and we are heading on down to our new settlement area. Previously we had the wood crane in operation, collecting up all of the logs, and we've got quite a few ferried over to our wood storage yard, but we have a small portion left. So that is the first task. This morning we need to clear the rest of the logs that we have here, because we need to make sure this area is nice and clear for our development to start taking place. That's right, we've got a settlement to build, so some log cabins and houses to assemble. So we can park up the pickup and jump in the skidder, because the first job is going to be taking some logs over to the crane area. Yes, these are the logs. We did clear probably 2/3, but we've got a third left. These are the smaller, shorter ones, so it's going to make life a little bit easier this time. So skidder first. We'll hop in here, switch it on. Bit of a cold start because, yeah, I'm expecting that we are going to get some snow. Maybe this month, maybe next in February. We will have to see. But we'll line up next to our first bunch of logs. And because these are a bit smaller and shorter, I'm hoping we can actually collect a few more because they are lighter. So it'll be easy for the crane to load. There we go. I think I've got about 6 there, plus some hitchhikers that are sat on top. But yeah, this should hopefully be not too much of a problem for the wood crane. So yeah, we're going to get stuck into this, get these logs loaded up nicely. Take it over to the wood storage yard, and then when we are done, we can probably clear the signs from around our construction site. We'll have to tidy up the wood crane and get everything all nicely cleared up, ready for some building. So leave this with me, and I'll see you when we've got all these logs cleared. And there we are. That's all the logs loaded up quite nicely. Couple of stragglers here, and this one luckily is light enough for me to just pick up and chuck on the old back here. Now, yeah, it's been two fairly full loads. I haven't wanted to overload because truck sometimes does struggle a little bit, more so the trailer, because it can get a little bit overladen. But there we go. We'll lash those up, start up the lizard truck. This is the Dark Forest Forestry Commission's truck, but it's been quite nice to utilise it. And we can get this last load back to the wood storage yard. Now, I have been topping up the wood storage yard with wood, so interesting to see how much we've got. And I've been taking it very slow, so we don't do tippings like this. And that's where sometimes I just have to unlatch the wood, give it a chance to shift back to the centre of gravity of the trailer. And yeah, sometimes it seems to be more stable when it's not lashed. So we will just unlash it and take it nice and slow. There we go. We'll get this last load of logs to the wood storage yard, then we'll come back and I think we'll start to clear some of the signs that are here. Then we'll have to get the bulldozer loaded back onto the low loader, get that taken back to the distribution centre, and then we can see about building our settlement. But we are expecting a delivery of wood and building materials, because we've obviously been selling our goods from the sawmill and that's been giving us some money, and the plan is that the Forestry Commission is going to provide those goods back to us in order to build our lovely settlement. So let's just make this corner work properly. There we go. Yeah, much more stable without the lashings. So let's get this stored away and then we can get the signs and rest of the equipment cleared away. Always a bit of a sigh of relief when we get to the wood storage yard safely. I know how transporting logs can be rather dangerous at times, but let's get them stored. There we go. Fantastic. Now this is our log trailer, so I'm just going to deposit that there where we stored it, and then we can double back to the settlement area. And I think I'm going to use the crane low loader to pick up all the signs and take them back to the distribution centre. And on our way up there we can grab this low loader so we can load the bulldozer back onto it and take that back as well. Okay, so we can stash this low loader here. We'll get the bulldozer loaded onto it slightly later, but for now I think we're going to hitch up to this low loader trailer that the wood crane goes on and just use it to clear the signs away, because yeah, we want these construction signs out of the way when we are constructing, because yeah, they are going to be a bit meddlesome otherwise with us working around here. There we go. So I should be able to come up to our signs, just give them a little pick up and get them loaded on like so. Hopefully we'll have enough space for all of them, and I should be able to hopefully strap them down. We will see. Okay, it seems like I can't strap them down, but I will have to just do my best to try and clear them neatly and not make them fall off. There we go. Hopefully we can get 3 abreast on here. So I'm going to whiz round, get all of our signs collected up, and hopefully have a nice clear construction site when we are finished. So leave that with me, and I'll see you in a few. And there we go. That is the equipment all brought back to the distribution centre, and all of the signs cleared away from the settlement area and the track. Now, they were construction signs, but they were more really to guide us on where to build and where to clear the forest. Yeah, this truck has been very handy in carting things back and forth. Now, I think Dave is on his way. I think it's Dave. I can't quite remember his name, but yeah. Dave from the Forestry Commission is on his way to come and pick some stuff up. But yes, you might have noticed as we were bringing stuff here, we've got a truck that appears to have brought our building materials. So we've got quite a lot of logs, and obviously that's going to be part of the construction materials. Then we have wooden beams and planks, which we have created from our sawmill and sold to the Forestry Commission, and they've provided back to us for, yes, building our settlement. So yeah, quite a lot of building materials here. We'll have to take this down at some point, but yeah, hopefully Dave is going to rock up fairly soon. In fact, I think I see someone just tucked up behind there. Yep, here it is. Dave. Hello Dave, how's it going? Been a little while. Yeah, we've cleared out all of the settlement area now, so this equipment is good to head back to the Forestry Commission depot. I think the signs are stored in the distribution centre in case we need them later. But yeah, feel free to take all the equipment back. Alright, see you later Dave. I think he's taking the wood crane back first of all, and then I guess he'll come back for the other items later on. Yep, he said we are good to crack on taking these building materials down to the settlement area and good to start building. So let's have a look at what this is. This is the Case IH S1850 Plus. Looks a bit battered, but yeah, it's part of the Forestry Commission's equipment suite. And there's a trailer full of logs and a trailer full of wood beams and planks long by the look of it. So plenty of building materials for us. So let's hop in here and just jump in the cab. Okay, yeah, a bit more modern than the lizard truck we were just using, but let's fire it up. Lovely job. Sounds nice and beefy to power this absolute trailer train through the dark forest, and that's probably why it's looking a bit battered and dirty, because it's had a long old journey here, and it's pulling this with ease, to be fair. So, yeah, we're going to get this over to the settlement area, and then we'll probably be good to start building. Might have a few bits of machinery of our own to move out of the way. The skidder, the skid steer, the pickup truck. But my oh my, this is an absolute behemoth of a trailer train. Now we're going to have a tight old turn to get round here. We obviously have a dolly that is between the two trailer segments to make the connection, but yeah, hopefully that's going to make the turn a little bit easier. Log trailer first, and then the trailer with all of our log wood pallets on. There we go, I think we negotiated that pretty well, and it's snaking through the dark forest now along this lovely track that we created. It's a little bit shady in the cab. I think we've got some tinted windows. Here we go. We are pulling with ease. We have made it. So, we can get all of these building materials unloaded and start creating our settlement. Oh, actually, before we do, let's get some of this out of the way. We don't want to be building with skidders and skid steers and pickup trucks in the way. Skidder back home where it belongs. Time to get the skid steer back. Skidders back home. And the pickup, I think we'll just park in the bushes because we'll need that to get home later when we're finished. So there we go. Now we are ready to start building our settlement. So let's see what we can build here. And there we go. We have completed construction, and welcome to our new frontier settlement in the Dark Forest. So as promised, we have built a good amount of houses here, and we enter via one of our guard towers or hunting pulpits with a rather large gateway and gate which we can open. Now I hope this isn't going to be too short, because we are going to need to drive through here at certain times when we expand the industry of the Dark Forest, because all of these settlers are going to end up working in various productions and factories that we place. But here we go, here is our settlement. We've got a fuel station, a small fuel station to the left with a little garage and the ability to repair vehicles here, which is pretty handy for our settlers. We've got some water in the central section, 2 wells and a little water fountain here for animals and so forth. And then down the left hand side we've got 3 houses, a rather bright log cabin, and then a different style one with a nice terrace on the front, a few bits and bobs lurking around, a barbecue and all that jazz. And then down here we've got a rather cottagey looking log cabin. Now all of them have a sizable garden, which is pretty good, and we've got a couple of hunting pulpits here, one to look over the water and one down there on the corner to look out into the forest as well. So that's all to keep the settlement nice and safe. We've got another rustic log cabin over here, and all of them have fences and gates around them just to give it a little bit of privacy, but again quite a generous garden around here. A boat, which is quite handy because there is obviously the river and lake nearby. And yeah, this is quite a rustic looking cabin. Got a more modern looking one, I'd say, compared to what we're used to on the Dark Forest here. Looks to have some sort of wood plating on the outside, which is pretty cool. Now this has got a slightly older style fence. There is quite a lot of variety in this settlement to give it some character. Now there's a pathway here which is going to end up being a road, and eventually we will build a little bridge across this channel here. And likewise there is another little road that is going off in this direction here. And eventually we will need quite a large bridge to span onto the next section across the way. Further on down here we've got another couple of homes increasing in size. This is quite a nice one. It's got a little front terrace area. Moving on down to our probably second biggest. Now this is looking very nice. This is the getting onto the premiere of log cabins in the Dark Forest, some of our more expensive homes, and yes, they've got rather nice wooden fencing that's nicely finished here. Leading on to probably what is our nicest home here. A double-storey log cabin, fit for a nice holiday home, or probably the mayor of this settlement, whoever that may be. And out the back we've got a little feeding station. We can fill this full of hay, and that's going to be somewhere for the deer to come if they so choose to. And that's what I meant previously when I said, you know, we need to look after the deer because we have displaced some of them from their natural habitat. There we go, a couple more gates. And then over here we have an area for some of the children that might be here, or, you know, maybe some adults fancy a little bit of fun. We've got a park and a little recreational area, some benches and a picnic table for a little bit of recreation and enjoyment after work has finished. Yep, currently empty at the moment. We will hopefully be getting some residents soon now that we have built it and got it operational. And of course, that's one thing that I need to mention. We obviously have an electric feed. Now we've created these telegraph poles or power lines that run through and down to the distribution centre. Tried to negotiate the trees where possible. Yep, this is taking a feed of power from the distribution centre, which is pretty good. And yeah, need to keep this well maintained so we don't lose power to our settlement. Right, there's only one thing left to do. I've got to reopen this gate and somehow negotiate this rather large log train which had all of our building materials in. back down to the distribution centre, and then I think we can call it a day. But yeah, let me know what you think of this settlement. Try my best to make it look as good and neat as possible, and I will of course continue to improve it as we go. If there's things that would make sense to add to it, I will of course do so. And yeah, just would appreciate your thoughts on what you think. Is it missing anything? Is there anything we should remove or add? I'm all ears. Right, now time to make a very tight turn here, but I think the International has got it in it. Yes, it has. And the dolly trailer is going to be in assistance, although it is snagging a little bit. Can we make it? We can, with a little bit of jiggery pokery. So, that's us steered clear. Let's head back to the distribution centre, get this dropped off, and then hopefully we can get back to our own little log cabin and rest up for the day. It's been a busy one. But of course, our log cabin is looking a little bit old-fashioned now compared to what we've just built at the settlement. Obviously, we've had access to some better building materials and some more modern machinery to help us build it. So at some stage, maybe we can upgrade our own log cabin or move into one of the cabins at the settlement. Again, I'd welcome your thoughts on all of that. But there's something quite quaint about our own little log cabin. I do like it. It's rustic. It's quite cosy. And of course, Barkamus is back there and he quite likes it. So yeah, again, let us know your thoughts on whether we should move or upgrade our own log cabin or keep it as is. Right, we'll park this back round here for Dave or Bob or whoever it was from the Forestry Commission, can't remember. And yes, they've got a bit more equipment to come and collect, but obviously it's a long journey through the dark forest, so they'll probably come and pick it up later. Right, let's get back to the pickup and get back home. Right, we can close up the gate of the settlement, keep it nice and safe until we get some settlers arrive. I don't know where they're going to be coming from, but yeah, we will see them eventually. Okay, we've made it back home safe and sound to the homestead. We'll just park up here because no doubt we will need the pickup next time. And as for next time, I'm not really sure what we're going to do. We still got winter upon us. There's nothing to do on the homestead in terms of our fields. We will have to look after our animals, but potentially maybe we'll be getting some settlers in at our new settlement. Maybe we'll have to help go and collect them and show them what's what, show them the ropes around the forest, and yeah, we'll, I guess, see some new characters. So, hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Got any tips, tricks or things you'd like me to do, then feel free to leave a comment. All there's left to say is I hope to see you again next time on the Frontier Farmer, and until then, I'll catch you later. Cheers all, bye bye.